Hey everybody! Woo, we've got some exciting projects to do today. We are using Dollar Tree wax warmers. So this is what I'm talking about, the wax warmers. Now you can get them. There are so many different varieties now. Like, look, they have this one. I found this one the other day. You could do so many cool things with these. Not just fragrance warmer, wax warmer situation, right? We can do pretty things with them. I don't know about you, but I buy stuff and I wind up having a ton of it in my stash. And then I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I came up with 5 ideas that you can use with these jokers to make some super cool things. And friends, stay to the end. That one's my favorite, as always. Anyways, oh, and hey, hi, I'm Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy, if you didn't know. And if you did, thanks so much for coming back. All right, let's get to these projects. All right, so we have a Dollar Tree wax warmer. I have this little nest I had gotten from Michael's, and I removed the stem. I'll show you later another project, what I used that for. I also have this cute little fuzzy bunny I got from Walmart, and this bouquet I got from Michael's. It was on sale, don't get crazy. It was only like $4. Anyways, so we're going to start by taking a piece of floral foam, or you could use a pool noodle. I reconsidered after I did this and thought, I should have used a pool noodle, but whatever. I glued it to my wax warmer. Then I'm just on this little nest thing. I'm just removing the excess wire from the stem that it was on, just so it would sit a little bit easier. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done it this way. I put some glue on the bottom and then shoved it into the wax warmer. Friends, put the nest in, then lift it and put glue under it and press it down after. If you do it the way I did it, look at, I got glue everywhere. It was ridiculous. I mean, we fixed it, but it was still irritating. All right, so that little bunny we have, I'm going to cut down the stem, kind of figure out gauge-ish how high up you want the bunny to be. My vision was that it was like a little bunny jumping over, like it was his nest inside the little wax warmer. I don't know. But then I took the florals from that bouquet and I just cut them down and then just started adding them to the floral foam. Again, you know I struggle with floral arrangement, so love me through this. I am not mad at how it came out. I think it came out really cute, but I'm sure some of you who are very good at floral arrangement are cringing. I apologize. But I'm a work in progress, right? Aren't we all? This is crafting for you, right? All right. And again, all I did was just keep putting the flowers in. I had some of the leaves that I glued on. Just keep filling it in until it's, when you feel like it's done or you can't see the floral foam anymore. I didn't want to go too crazy. I wanted the bunny to be the focal point of it. So again, though, I just kept cutting it down and popping in flowers. I just love this bouquet. I think I have to go back to Michael's and get another one because it is so pretty. And listen, the reason why I did this, again, because I'm not great with florals, and all of the colors were already matched. All of the different flowers went together. It was just easy, and it was on sale. They're usually $10, and I got it for like $4. So I felt like I couldn't buy little pieces, parts cheaper than that. So that's why I did it this way. But again, if you have any in your stash, go for it. But look at how pretty. What? It's so pretty. I love it. Now I have a bunch of fairy lights my sis with Berkshire Pickers gave me. So I'm using fairy lights, but you could use any kind of LED light that you wanted if you wanted. You didn't even have to put the nest in it. You could just put an LED candle in it if you wanted. But I like the fairy light look, and I have a ton of them. So I figured I would just use them up. So all I'm doing is shoving it in there, and there is no rhyme or reason. I am just pushing that in as far as I can get them and keeping it on the top. Then I just rearrange it so that I could hide that little on-off switch. And look at how pretty it is. What? I love this. It screams spring to me, or summer. And if you love bunnies, hello. And who doesn't? I mean, just saying. But look at it. And then, wait, look at it at night. What? Look at how pretty. Oh, I love it so much. So we start with a Dollar Tree wax warmer. I also have these beads that I got. They're little bees from Michael's. I have some jute. I have some yellow acrylic paint. And then I also have some jute rope. So we're going to start with our wax warmer, and I'm just going to do a line of glue, and we're going to wrap this entire thing in jute. That first jute that I showed you, the smaller of the two, not the jute rope. And all you do is just do glue, line of your jute, glue, line of jute, and you just keep going around. And you'll see that first part, I just overlapped where I began with the connected jute. That's all I did. And again, I just do a line of glue and then add our jute. Perfect. I am using a finger protector because hot glue's hot. Hello. And that way I don't get glue all over my fingers. So it works like a dream. Anyways, once you get to the opening of our little wax warmer, you'll see here, all I'm going to do is do a line of glue, go up to that opening, and then I fold over the jute. So we're going to do another line of glue. We're going to fold over the jute, and then we're going to go back the other way and do the same thing on the other side of the opening. That way we don't have to cut the jute and all of the things. We can have one continuous piece of jute. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but this is the way I felt like it was easiest. However you need to do it, do it. It's awesome. I'm not worried about the opening because I'm going to be covering it later, but you could just leave it. I mean, it does not look bad. It looks like it's a fine like finished opening. It's fine. And then I just finished off the edge with some more jute. I did have to splice in a piece, but jute is so nice because it kind of melds into each other, so it's not a big deal. Now you'll see here I am adding I'm adding glue and then that jute rope for the opening. Just again, so for me, it just made it look a little bit more like a beehive, bee skeep. And so all I did was that jute rope and some glue and just kept going around. I went around a couple times. You go around and make the opening of the hive as big or as small as you want. See? Perfect. And then you just cut off the excess. Now, I did mess up a little bit. Sometimes my brain doesn't work as beautifully as I would like. And I was adding some hot glue for a, what do you call it? Like honey drips is what I was doing. And then it made me think like, wait a minute, honey would be coming out of the bottom of the opening, not the top. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But you'll see here, that's all I'm doing with my hot glue gun is just making honey drips. That's what we're doing. And you have to let it set up. So we're going to set that to side. Now we have our beads and I'm going to remove them from their, they have little loops, little jump rings. And I just, open those up, take the actual bead off, and then we're going to remove the loops from the ends. And really, friends, it's so easy. I'm using these pliers just to hold the bead, and then I just twist, and those little loops pop right off. It's easy peasy. Ta-da! You don't even have to do that part, but I did. Then I use a dauber with some of that yellow paint and dabbed on to the, man, words are hard. Words are so hard today. I just dabbed the paint onto that dried glue. Then I added our little bees all around. I put one for each of my children. You do as few as you want. There's always meaning in my house, but look at how cute this is. I love it. I do pens a lot, and so I have a lot of little pieces parts, and I use that for doing that. I just put my pieces parts in this, but you could use this for anything, for your jewelry, whatever. Look at how cute it is. I love it. All right, we start with a wax warmer from Dollar Tree, some florals. I also have an extra little piece of floral, some string, and this little wire stem that I had taken off of another thing. And then this little froggy I found at Dollar General. Now we're going to start by taking, it had like a little watering can on it. So we're going to start by taking that water can off. It's wicked thin metal, so all I'm using are my little snips, and I'm just snipping it off. It came off very easily. Then I'm trying to readjust the arms, and you'll see I popped one of them off. It wasn't on purpose, but we're going to use it to our advantage. I also bent the legs and the little pants part so it's more sitting instead of standing. And then we're going to build this thing up. Now, the legs were a little bit harder to bend than the rest, but it's still doable. And then I'm just going to see how it fits on our wax warmer, and it fits fine. Now we're going to put that little arm back on, but we're going to put it on way lower because we're going to make it look like he's holding something. Look at this, could be so cute. I can't wait for you to see it. This is inspired by my son, my oldest, who loves fishing. So Then I take that string that we had, that cotton string, and I'm just going to tie a piece at the top. Now you'll see I kind of bent that little stem. I bent it because we want it to look like a fishing pole. I can't even, this is so stinking cute. I can't wait for you to see it. So I'm going to trim it down just a little bit because we don't want the fishing pole too long, but look at, okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to figure out, see how I kind of put there, I'm just measuring how much string we should have at the end. We don't want it too long, right? Then I put a little dot of glue on that little flower, and then I'm just going to wrap the end of the string onto that. So it's like the lure, but the lure is a little flower. I know. Calm down, Colette. Relax. I can't help it. It's so cute. I can't even stand it. So there you go. There's our little fishing pole. I can't even. So cute. But we're going to hold off on putting that on because we have other things to do, okay? So I put some hot glue on our wax warmer, and then I'm going to add some moss. This is just Spanish moss. I got it from, I think, Michael's, but you could get it at, like, goodness, Dollar Tree, whatever. Then I'm going to add even more glue, and we're going to add our little froggy on top of that. Could you use E6000 and other permanent glues? Of course. I can't because I have allergies, so we're going to go with what we can. Then I have our floral set, and I'm just going to glue it. The whole thing, I'm just going to kind of fold the stems so that it's more able to be put on, but I just glued it right onto the side. And then I put some of the Spanish moss on that so that it looks, I wanted it to look like he's sitting by a bog almost, like on a log. So fun. Anyways, we're going to just make sure that Spanish glue is on there. Then after that, we're going to add our fishing pole. I'm going to add some glue. Then we're going to add it to his little hands, and we're going to kind of squeeze them a little bit together so that they go together like he's holding it. But look at, quit it right now. Look at how fun this is. Then I added some fairy lights to the back. You could add a little candle, like an LED candle, but stop. Like, seriously, I love it. Look at how cute he is. I am so excited about this. And my son loved it. He's a fisherman, and he can't fish right now because he just had a baby. So we have to give him something about fishing, right? So we start with this wax warmer from Dollar Tree. I also have this little wreath and a little birdie from Dollar General. So what we're going to do is start by putting some glue on the top of our wax warmer. And again, this is Dollar Tree wax warmer, and it looks like wood, but it's not. It's like ceramic. Then we're going to add our little wreath to that. Press it down, make sure it has good connection. Now I have these florals from Michael's that I used, so we're going to be utilizing those. Before I did that, though, I pushed in some fairy lights. You know, I love me some fairy lights. These ones, I'm going to make sure that they go to the top of our wax warmer and just leave the on-off switch to the side. We'll take care of it after. So here are those florals that I was telling you I got. So what we're going to do is just cut them off of their stem and kind of figure out where we want to put them. I didn't even use glue for them initially. I was just kind of, because they're wired, and so they went in really easily into the wax warmer. And then again, I'm cutting pieces off of it, and then I decided, hey, let's put some like in the holes of the wax warmer. So Listen, I started going a little crazy pants, and I'm glad I did because it just looks so cool. It totally looked more natural and less like arranged, if that makes sense. So that's all I'm doing is just going around and figuring out what looks good where. Then I decided that the inside looked a little bare. It looked a little bit like, and the florals that I'm using are more stemmy than floral, if that makes sense. So I feel like it needed just a little something more. So what I did was I had put a piece of floral foam. And again, this floral foam I've been using, I usually use it for my pens, but when I can't use it for pens anymore, I use it for crafts. So I just cut a little piece off of it. Now I'm going to put it inside the wax warmer first, and then I'm going to put the glue in. Listen, if you've watched any of the projects in this series, I learned my lesson. Put the thing in, then put the glue in. Makes a mess if you don't. Anyways, so then I just continue on putting in a little more, parts of that floral arrangement. Again, I think I used 2 of those stems from Michael's, but look at how pretty this is. It is to me, it's so delicate, and yet it just reminds me of being in the spring out in the woods for some reason. But look, I turned on the little fairy lights. I snuck that little on-off switch up inside it. But look, and then we put the little birdie on it and stop. Look at how pretty this is. I was so excited. I was so excited about this because it cost next to nothing and it really wasn't really challenging to make. But look at it at night. What? This will look so pretty on a mantle or in my window, on my windowsill. Just so pretty. So we start with this craft fir from Dollar General. I also have this little succulent. It's fake from Michael's. I have a wax warmer, and I also have some of this mossy stuff from Dollar Tree and a little wooden bead. Now I'm going to take some ribbon from Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do is kind of measure it. I'm just going to wrap it around our wax warmer to figure out how much I need. So there's that. I'm going to cut it to size, and then what I should have done was cut the ribbon in half before I did this next step because it's a little too wide for what we need. But you know how I do things, right? I learn as I go and I alter. So what I did was put some hot glue on our ribbon and then started adding that moss. I suppose you could even use Spanish moss if you wanted, but I liked this greenery. So I did the whole part of that ribbon with the moss, and then I just kept, filling in if it needed parts filled in. Then I take my craft, I just measure up my craft fir with my wax warmer for length. Then I just trimmed it. Now what I did to cut it off was I used my craft, this is an X-Acto knife, and I cut from the back. It just seemed to lose less fur that way. And then I also cut the corners off of it as well. I just wanted it to be a little more rounded. Then I'm going to add our fir to our wax warmer. Now, originally I wanted to have the fir go over that little hole, but then it just didn't work out. So I'm going to add some glue, and I'm going to add our craft fir onto that. Look at how cute. Can you see it already? So fun. I can't. All right, so we're going to do that. Then after we do that, you want to make sure that you get all of the sides and parts, you want to make sure it's all adhered. But then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to add our ribbon that we had put our moss on. Now, keep in mind, again, had I really thought about it, I would have cut it in half before adding the moss. But you live and learn, right? So what I'm doing here is just cutting it in half, and we're going to put that onto our wax warmer. So you'll see here. Now, when I do this, I'm leaving just a little bit of a lip of the ribbon above the wax warmer. And the reason why is because if you wanted to put, say, a succulent on it that's bigger than the one I used, then you can, and you have a little bit of a ridge so that it's not falling off easily. And all I'm doing is hot glue and wrap it, hot glue and wrap it. That's all I did. I wasn't worried about the holes because I'm not making this a luminary, but if you wanted it a luminary, then just put your moss covered ribbon up a little bit higher so that the holes on your wax warmer are able to be seen, if that makes sense. Ta-da! Look at how fun, right? I am using a finger protector also because hot glue's hot, right? Yeah. There you go. Look at how cute though. I am so excited about this. And again, if you notice any pieces of the moss falling off, just add some more glue and replace it. It's fine. It's not the end of the world, right? It's a little messy. That's okay though. Then I added some more hot glue and I added our little wooden nose. Quit it. My husband is so into gnomes, so I had to make it for him. Look at how cute he is. So cute. And then you could add a succulent on top. This could be for little trinkets if you want. You could put it on your desk. My husband put it on his desk. It's awesome. And if you wanted a bigger succulent, look at that, works too. I love it. I am so excited about this. Anyways, friends, thanks so much for watching. And I hope this inspires you.